Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to bring you guys a pretty special episode. I'm going to be bringing you guys not just Raw, but also my Smackdown results, review results and reactions for June 19th and June 20th of 2017. So anyway guys, let's get into the Raw results. So to start off the show, we had Roman Reigns making his SummerSlam announcement. He was talking about at Great Balls of Fire, it's going to be Samoa Joe taking on Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. And Roman Reigns basically declared that he will face the winner of that match at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. Either it be Joe or Lesnar, he will face them. Then eventually Samoa Joe ended up coming out and he made a statement. He basically talked a little. Reigns called him, I think, the other Joe, because if you don't know, Roman Reigns' real name is Joe in Hawaii. So then Samoa Joe gave Roman Reigns a headbutt and basically he assaulted him on the arena floor. And I thought this was a great segment to start off Raw. It kind of portrayed Joe as kind of the beast that he is. And I can see a Roman Reigns heel turn in the future. But I really don't think WWE is going to go down that route. I think it's going to push him down our throats constantly to be the superstar, the babyface, the face of the WWE that he basically is set to be by WWE. I hope it doesn't happen where like he can't even come out because he's going to get so much booze. But you know what, WWE, if you were to make the right decision, turn him heel. I think I think he would be a great heel. I think he'd get real heel heat, and I can kind of see WWE going that way because he keeps saying it's my yard and he makes the rules, and that kind of is like a heel thing to do. So I could definitely see Reigns turning heel, and I definitely could see a great match between these two. Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. Maybe a match going into the future at a pay-per-view or something. Maybe Reigns can square off against Joe for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. But, you know, for now, we have this mini feud going on a little bit going into SummerSlam. We have the Hardy Boys taking on the Club in a tag team match. And basically the one of those matches were the Hardy Boys. Matt delivered a twist of fate. Jeff tagged himself in, and he delivered a swanton bomb to the former tag team champions, and they got the win. And I think this is good because they showed the Club on TV. The Club was kind of irrelevant, you know. They kind of weren't in the mix, you know, since WrestleMania. And I think this could be a really good start for the Club. I think they could definitely be a threat in the tag team division. If WWE could book them correctly, I think they could be a legitimate threat in the tag team division. And I definitely could think they could be tag team champions again. I really think they could be. And if WWE books them right, then we could see a maybe a another tag team championship run with Gallows and Anderson. Maybe include Balor in there a little bit. Maybe get the Club going, and maybe, I don't know, do a reformation of the Shield, and then have those two factions score off at WrestleMania. That would be the money match. But for right now, the Club is basically being booked, which I really like. You know, hopefully they are not wasted, and hopefully they can be tag team champions again. Next match, well actually the next thing was Elias Samson came out, and I really like his character. He's kind of like The Rock when he came back, and he was doing all those like guitar things. That's kind of Elias Samson's gimmick, and he does get legitimate heel heat, which I'm very happy about, because I think Elias Samson could be a very good character in WWE. He could be a very good wrestler. In NXT, I didn't really see him that much, but in WWE on the main roster, I think he could really blossom into a main event caliber superstar. I think he's got all the skills to do it, and he can get legitimate heel heat if he just keeps doing these guitar promos or whatever. He could definitely get heel heat, and eventually he could maybe get a push to the main event. And basically Finn Balor ended up interrupting Elias Samson. And then we had a match, Finn Balor taking on Bo Dallas, who, by the way, has a new look. which, you know, I'm not hating, even though Bo Dallas has been a jobber ever since he came to the main roster, and he was actually decent in NXT. So if Bo Dallas can be a heel and really can, you know, get a heel gimmick, if he can get a really good gimmick, I think he could really go far in the WWE. He could be a WWE champion if WWE can build him up correctly and book him correctly. He could be another threat in the WWE main event card. He could be in the main event in 1 year, you know, but, you know, WWE just needs to book him correctly. But Bo Dallas, I think, has a lot of skill in it. He could be a main event superstar in, you know, the years to come. And basically, Finn Balor defeated Bo Dallas. He defeated him with the running dropkick into a corner and into the corner, and he delivered the coup de grace to get the win over Bo Dallas. And decent. I really think that Finn Balor, again, great superstar. However, I think if he turns heel, that's where the money will be. If he's with the club again, you know, do the Balor Club. That could be something very cool, and I think that Finn Balor is definitely, I think if he can turn heel, if he can, then that'd be absolutely amazing. He'd, you know, get like kind of a main event status, and he'd be a main event player and possibly chase that Universal Championship that he never lost. We had Seth Rollins addressing Bray Wyatt. So Seth Rollins came out. He basically declared that he's going to be the people's hero, and it was revealed that Seth Rollins will be on the WWE 2K18 cover, which I'm not hating, by the way. I have not seen the trailer yet, but Seth Rollins is pretty good, honestly, on the cover. I mean, he did have a pretty good year. He beat Triple H. And plus he was in the Universal Championship match, so I really think that he, you know, kind of deserved to be on that cover. And yeah, I just really thought he deserved to be on the cover. I thought they would do maybe like Goldberg. No, not Goldberg, sorry. They would do maybe another really big superstar from the past. You know, they would put them on the cover like Stone Cold Steve Austin was 2 years ago. But Seth Rollins is on the WWE 2K18 cover, and he declares that he is going to be the hero to the people. And then Bray Wyatt had a little promo here on the Titantron. He came up and he basically called himself a god. He told Rollins he could wear the clothes of a good, honest man, but deep down inside, he is not the man. Seth Rollins responded, calling Wyatt a god only in his own mind. In the architect's mind, the Reaper of Souls is nothing but a coward. And Wyatt ended up popping up ringside, but Seth Rollins was already, he was ready, and he delivered a dive from the top rope right to Bray Wyatt, and that was the end of that promo. Then we had Akira Tozawa taking on TJP, and the winner of this match was Akira Tozawa by pinfall, and Tozawa blocked a detonation kick, and moments later he finished his opponent with the diving swanton bomb. And, you know, Akira Tozawa, again, another player in the Cruiserweight division. He could be a legitimate threat in the Cruiserweight division. Excuse me. He could be a really good threat. He could be a really good superstar. If he was not paired up with Titus O'Neil, then he could go to the top easily. I think he could be the guy to beat Neville because he's got a lot of in-ring skill. He's got a lot of in-ring talent, and I definitely could see him winning the Cruiserweight Championship and getting a push within maybe a year or something. But Akira Tozawa defeated TJP, and after the match, O'Neil revealed that Titus O'Neil revealed that he and Apollo Crews will battle Sheamus and Cesaro later in the show, and he also talked of the potential pairing between his brand and Akira Tozawa. And I'm not really liking the Titus brand, honestly. I think it's just a cheap storyline. It's just getting Titus something to do. And I really just don't think it'd be good because, you know, in my opinion, everything anyone paired up with Titus O'Neil is, you know, it's not going to be good. But Akira Tozawa does win this match by pinfall. We had Roman Reigns taking on Samoa Joe in this match. And the winner's match was Samoa Joe by pinfall, and there was a little distraction. An ambulance pulled up, and Braun Strowman made his return to Monday Night Raw by emerging from the ambulance and headed toward the arena. And Joe capitalized on the distraction by locking in the Coquina Clutch and choking out Roman Reigns for the win. And after the match, Strowman went to the ring and basically laid waste to Roman Reigns. And he announced that there was going to be an ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire, which I really thought they were going to do a Payback. But you know what? That's fine. It's going to be Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns at Great Balls of Fire in an ambulance match. Very good. I really like this, that Strowman came back, and I like Joe getting the win over Roman Reigns, even though it was from a distraction. And, you know, Strowman, I think he's a great character. I think he was set out to win the Universal Championship at Great Balls of Fire or at SummerSlam, but he returned tonight, and he will finish off his feud at Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns at Great Balls of Fire. Maybe they'll have a match at SummerSlam, but I can definitely see Braun Strowman winning the Universal Championship by the end of the year. And that was pretty much it. Very good match between these two. And next we had a Miz TV segment with Maurice. And basically, guys, if you don't know, a couple weeks ago on Raw, the Miz was suspecting. Sorry for my language. He was suspecting an attack by Dean Ambrose, a sneak attack. He ended up angering Maurice, the Miz. And at the end, the Miz actually got attacked by Dean Ambrose. Ambrose was the cameraman. He attacked the Miz. And that was pretty much the end of the segment. And basically, Miz revealed Miz and Maurice bears his wife's favorite champagne and proceeded to apologize to Maurice for his actions on Raw a few weeks ago. And then he argued that Dean Ambrose was trying to take everything away from them because he is jealous of the happy family that they are. And Ambrose ended up interrupting the Miz and Maurice's little conversation. He came out and he tried to go after the Miz, but the Bears appeared to be, they were unmasked, and they were Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and they ended up attacking Dean Ambrose, which is actually very cool. They're actually getting a decent thing on Raw. They're being involved with The Miz, who I think has done great work over the past year. He's probably been one of the best superstars we have seen in the past year. But basically, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel went after Dean Ambrose after Dean Ambrose tried to go after The Miz. And that was pretty much it. Then we had Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews taking on Sheamus and Cesaro, the tag team champions. And the winner of this match was Sheamus and Cesaro. So basically, toward the end of this match, Cesaro got a cheap uppercut, and it led to a double team maneuver that allowed Cesaro and Sheamus to win the match against Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil. Again, Apollo Crews should be in a bigger role than this. If he was built up more, if he had stayed in NXT more, I think he'd be a bigger superstar. I really thought last SummerSlam he was going to win the Intercontinental Championship from The Miz, but that did not happen. I really think Apollo Crews, though, if he had stayed in NXT for a little longer, or has been built up more, or was built up more, he could be, again, another main event player, or he could be a very good mid-carder. But yeah, that was pretty much this match, and Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil lose to the tag team champions Cesaro and Sheamus. Next match was Sasha Banks taking on Nia Jax. And the winner of this match was Nia Jax via disqualification. All hell broke loose when Emma appeared from the announce table. And then Bliss came out. And basically, the two went to the ring with Jax and Banks. And basically, Bliss and Emma put aside their differences and they targeted Sasha Banks, while Nia Jax watched from a distance, and Mickie James and Dana Brooke ended up making the save, and Jax tossed them aside, and then Bayley's music ended up playing, and the former Raw Women's Champion came to the ring, unloading on Nia Jax, Emma, and Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax won via disqualification. And now probably one of the best things that could have happened to Big Cass was the revealer of the attacker of Enzo Amore. And basically for the past few weeks, Enzo Amore has been attacked, and it wasn't revealed until tonight. So basically what happened was the Big Show was called down to the ring, the Revival was called down to the ring, and of course Big Cass and Enzo and Kurt Angle were in the ring. So basically Kurt Angle, people were saying that the Big Show was the attacker. I think Big Cass and Enzo were saying the Big Show was the attacker. I mean Big Show, sorry, not the Big Show, but Big Show basically denied it. And he said, like, he'd knock out Big Cass if he got the chance. And he said to Angle, with everything we've been through, you really think that I would cheap shot someone? And he ended up leaving the ring. And then Kurt Angle turned to the Revival. And the Revival said that they did not do it. And Kurt Angle said that with all the findings he got, he could prove that the Revival were not at fault. But then Corey Graves, who has been pretty active on the show for the past few weeks, he stood up and he basically revealed some footage that showed Big Cass trying to sneak or something, and basically Kurt Angle basically was shocked to see this footage, and Enzo was like, "Did you do it? Did you do it?" And then Big Cass had a microphone and he said, "You're damn right I did it." He said that he felt bad for Enzo and he had always had to hold up the dead weight that was Enzo. And he said that the money was with Big Cass, not with Enzo. And at the end, Big Cass gave a big boot to Enzo, officially ending Cass and Enzo's tag team partnership. So guys, wow, what a heel turn for Big Cass. Absolutely amazing. Cass really needed this because honestly, Enzo just kept losing every week. And, you know, they probably should have won the tag team championships. Yes, I know that. They probably should have won that. Won the tag team titles. But, you know, it had to come to an end at some time. And Cass turns on Enzo tonight. And basically, Cass is now a heel, which I'm actually not hating. I think he could be a very good heel. I heard Vince McMahon was pretty high on Cass, so we're going to have to see where the Cass and Enzo storyline goes, and we'll see what happens from there. But that is the end of Raw, guys. So now we are going to turn over to Smackdown. So starting off the show was Carmella celebrating her Money in the Bank win. And by the way, guys, I voiced my displeasures about the Money in the Bank women's match. It is on the channel right now, my Money in the Bank review. And basically, Carmella celebrated her Money in the Bank win, and she ended up insulting the fans who had issues with her win, which is me. I don't care. And he says, and she said she dismisses them as all trolls. I'm an internet troll, so what? I mean, people have opinions. Anyway, moving on to the next segment in the show, we had Jimmy Uso taking on Big E. And the winner's match was Big E by pinfall. I can definitely see the New Day regaining their tag team championships from the Usos, well, getting another tag team championship run. I could definitely see that within the next few months. Or another thing I could see is one of the members turning on basically kind of breaking up the tag team. And I think that the guy who has the most potential in all of that group is probably Big E. And I'm sorry to say this, but Big E he's a large guy. He's very muscular. Vince McMahon, you know, likes very muscular men. To quote King Ross from More Culture, Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. And it's true. because you saw like Hulk Hogan get pushed, and he was a big sweaty man. Roman Reigns is getting pushed, and he's a big sweaty man. So it's true, guys. It's true. We're just gonna have to live with it. But Big E wins this match by pinfall. I can definitely see the New Day getting another tag team championship run. Next, we had a Randy Orton interview with the God Tom Phillips. And the Viper said that he admitted he lost control and focus in his WWE title match with Jinder Mahal at Backlash. He talked about how personal things have become between him and Jinder Mahal. He made it clear that things were not over between him and Jinder Mahal. And then we moved on to Dolph Ziggler taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. And I kind of voiced my displeasures. I think I voiced my displeasures. I really did not want Nakamura in the Money in the Bank match. Thank God he didn't win it, because people were saying Nakamura was going to win it. And it's just too early for him. I really don't think he should be getting this much exposure. But anyway, these two I heard had a pretty good contest. So toward the end of the match, Ziggler escaped a cross arm breaker with a rake of the eyes. He struggled to keep Nakamura down even after hitting his best moves. And the Kinshasa by Nakamura ended this match, and the winner obviously was Shinsuke Nakamura by pinfall. I think I voiced my displeasures with Nakamura in the Money in the Bank match. I think I did on the Money in the Bank review, again, which is up on the channel. But I voiced my displeasures. I really don't think Nakamura should be getting this much exposure. And thank God he didn't win the Money in the Bank briefcase, because he does not need that much exposure right now. I think that if he's just built up normally, with him rarely appearing at shows, you know, kind of booking him like a Brock Lesnar. And when Brock Lesnar's on Raw, it's a huge deal. So when Nakamura is on Smackdown, very rarely it's a huge deal. Kind of like John Cena is, because it's a huge deal. He's coming back July 4th. So it's a huge deal, guys. And I really think that Nakamura can be booked like a John Cena and Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying, you know, have him win 15 world championships and be dominant. I'm saying, you know, just book him very lightly, because he is a big talent. WWE needs this kind of talent, because right now they're kind of lacking it, even though they do have guys like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens who put on great matches. But I think that Nakamura is definitely one of the best superstars on SmackDown Live. I just think he shouldn't be getting this much exposure right now. And that's pretty much it. So Kevin Owens had an open challenge. I hope this comes back every single week, because this open challenge, when John Cena did it, when he had the United States Championship, it was interesting. We saw the debut of Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw when he came back. We had Neville, who actually answered another open challenge from Seth Rollins. They had a pretty decent match. I thought Neville was going to win the WWE title on Raw when he faced Rollins. But anyway, I really hope this is a weekly thing. I hope Kevin Owens has a weekly open challenge, and it would make SmackDown pretty interesting. Even though I'm not saying it is not already interesting, I'm just saying it will make it more interesting. And AJ Styles ended up answering the call, tried to answer the call, but then Chad Gable stepped out. And basically, Chad Gable answered the call. He had a match with Kevin Owens for the United States Championship, and the winner of this match was Kevin Owens by pinfall. And Owens hit the pop-up powerbomb to get the win. And I said this before, have this on every week. I think it'd be very good for Owens. It'd be good for the United States title. And I definitely think that it would be probably one of the best parts on SmackDown if this could come back. I'm not saying he's like a John Cena, but you can make him a John Cena if you book him right. If you have this United States Open Challenge every single week, you can debut guys from NXT. You can do all this kind of stuff. Maybe have Bobby Roode debut 1 week if he loses the NXT Championship to Hideo Itami. Or if Itami doesn't win the championship, have him debut on SmackDown Live and have him answer that United States Open Challenge. I think that'd be a great match between Owens and Itami. But everybody will hope that, and I really hope it does happen. But anyway, Owens wins via pinfall to retain the title. Daniel Bryan addresses the Money in the Bank controversy. Basically, Lana confronted Naomi backstage. Becky Lynch gave an impassioned promo about seeing everybody else cheat around her. Bryan eventually came out to the ring and told all the competitors of the first women's Money in the Bank match to calm down. And the GM ended up reviewing the rules of the bout before getting into it with Ellsworth. And Daniel Bryan announced next week that we are going to have a Money in the Bank ladder match for the women. I think that'd be a pretty good match, honestly. I think that Becky Lynch is going to win the match. I think she is going to. I don't think Carmella's going to win it 2 times in a row. I think that Becky Lynch is going to win it. And that's pretty much it. I really think Becky Lynch is going to win it. I think she's a great superstar at SmackDown Live. And I definitely think she is capable of being maybe another Trish Stratus. I see that. I really see that in Becky Lynch. If WWE can book Becky Lynch right, she could be another Trish Stratus or another Lita. That's how I think of her. And that is pretty much it. We have Jinder Mahal taking on Luke Harper in the main event. And Luke Harper ended up losing this match by pinfall. Basically, the Singh brothers created another distraction. Which I am starting to kind of think is annoying. Even though I do like Randy Orton dominating them, like throwing them over in the announce table. I really do like that. But the thing I don't like is the Singh brothers always getting into it. I think Jinder Mahal, if you don't have a distraction from the Singh brothers, he can win a match on his own. Make him look strong. That's what they've been messing up with Bray Wyatt recently. A couple weeks ago, because it shows like Bray Wyatt can't win a match on his own. He has to get some kind of distraction in order to beat someone. And I really think that if the Singh brothers are not involved eventually, then Jinder Mahal could, you could make Jinder Mahal look stronger. If the Singh brothers do not interfere, you can make Mahal look stronger. Make him retain the WWE title, because we did not want to see Jinder Mahal as WWE champion in the first place. So why don't you just run with it? Have the Singh brothers not interfere for 1 or 2 title matches and have Mahal retain. Have him retain the WWE title. Make him look strong, because I believe every champion should look strong in the WWE. That's how you get faces over, or that's how you get heels, real heel heat, so you could create a special moment. And at the end of this match, after the match, Orton came out and he basically attacked Jinder Mahal. And the Singh brothers tried to basically attack Randy Orton, but Randy Orton gave them 2 RKOs to finish them off. And that's how we ended off SmackDown. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching this WWE SmackDown review and WWE Raw review. Thank you guys so much. I really love the support from you guys. Keep it going, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.